Hi, everybody. I'm Gloria Moraga. This is a Political Woman podcast. It is Wednesday, garbage night. It is the 23rd of October, 2024. The countdown is on. We're in the final stretch, my friends. This is the Political Woman podcast. The vice president tonight on CNN joined the growing list of people who believe that Trump is a fascist.
You've quoted General Milley calling Donald Trump a fascist. You yourself have not used that word to describe him. Let me ask you tonight, do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I also believe that the people who know him best on this subject should be trusted. Again, look at their careers. These are not people, with the exception, I think, of only Mike Pence. These were not politicians. These are career people who have served in the highest roles in national security, who have served as generals in our military, who are highly respected. Talking about the person who would be commander-in-chief.
Again, for those of you who don't know, the definition of fascism. Fascism is an autocratic or dictatorial form of government. One leader. No democracy. I can't believe this is happening. I'm just still every day stunned at people. I thought we were smarter than this, but I guess I'm wrong. So as Harris was fighting for every vote at the CNN town hall, Trump had passed on the chance to appeal to undecided voters. And he's canceling appearances left and right, and he's just sticking with the crowd that loves him. So, okay, so I'm purposely not playing the music up, but I wanted you to see the video. Look at the video. I mean, is this weird and crazy? The lights and, I mean, it's like I don't know, Taylor Swift concert? I don't want to insult my beautiful Taylor, but I don't know what. This went on and on with him standing there and the lights and the flashing and the fireworks. And now, according to the Birmingham News, there were reports that before Trump came out, Trump supporters were chanting, "Christ is King, Christ is King." Here's a quote. Conservative provocateur Benny Johnson is rousing the Turning Point USA crowd with the argument that Donald Trump has God on his side. This Bernie Johnson dude led the crowd in a chant, not usually heard at Trump rallies, "Christ is King, Christ is King, Christ is King." And then, according to this report and others, minutes later, after Johnson mocked Democratic vice presidential nominee Tim Walz, the crowd went in another direction. And they chanted, "Tampon Tim, tampon Tim, tampon Tim." All right, I have had enough of this. What is so wrong? What is there to mock about a young woman in middle school, junior high, high school, whatever you call it in your area, having the availability of free tampons in school? If you've ever been a young woman in school and you started your period when you didn't expect it and you didn't have a tampon or a pad, it was just horrible. You'd have to go to the nurse's office and, make a big deal out of it. What is so wrong about Coach Tim Walz, or Governor Tim Walz, providing tampons for young women. And you know what? No, I don't want to talk about this in my political podcast. But they make us talk about this. They insinuate themselves into our bodies and into our lives. It's nobody's business about when I start my period or when I don't start my period or when I stop having periods. It's nobody's business, and it's not their business. And to mock someone who cares enough about young people to provide a tampon or a maxi pad or some sort of pad, shame on them. Shame on them. And it's like, yeah, no, I want to talk about this. No, I don't. But they force us to. All right, so that was Harris. That was Trump. It's going to be a quick and easy podcast. I've got a lot of things in the works, but I want to share some info from this dude. Take a look at him. There he is. All right, this is from a Washington Post opinion piece, and the headline reads, "The practical and moral difficulties of deporting millions draws closer." Oh my God! Draws closer. Like, this is going to happen if Trump wins, and they're counting. I mean, a lot of people are saying it's a done deal. Now, more about that in a minute. And then the next line is, Speaker Johnson wants to fast track, get this, hold on, 4.5 million immigrants for deportation. And then the article reads, but who and how? And there's no answer in the story. It's an opinion piece in the Washington Post. But it just goes on and on about how we don't know how many immigrants are in this country. And there are different categories of immigrants. So there are illegal immigrants that sneak in across the border and we don't know anything about them. You know, we don't know. And then there are the immigrants that seek asylum, like the immigrants, you know, in Ohio that Trump said, we're eating the cats and dogs. Oh. There are those immigrants that are here seeking asylum because they were going to be slaughtered or murdered in their countries. And we have an asylum law that allows them to be here. So Johnson says we're going to start with those who've committed crimes here or in their own countries. How are we going to find them? And how do we know? Because there are the ones that are here legally, but they don't care. They're going to go. Everybody's going to go. So, you know, the Hispanics for Trump, who didn't see, you know, Trump calling the young woman who was a murder victim, you know, an effing Mexican, and her funeral shouldn't have cost $60K. They need to read up on this because Johnson's fast track, get it done. And if Republicans are in charge of the House and Republicans are in charge of the Senate and Donald Trump wins and we're rounding up people, and since you heard what the definition of fascism is at the beginning of the podcast, you know that the Democrats in Congress who try to stop them from doing these illegal things might be rounded up too, because that's what fascists do. And then I heard a report, somebody saying all this, the elections are stolen, is all so that we can stop having elections. So be prepared, all y'all who can't make a decision, who are undecided, because I don't know, I kind of like the fascist guy who, you know, has been indicted on all these counts and who's actually been found guilty on dozens of counts. I kind of like him. So I'm undecided about this. And, I just don't know enough about her. Plus, I don't like women. And I don't think women should have tampons or become president. Yes, I'm trying to be sarcastic and a little funny, but I'm not feeling funny. I'm Gloria Moraga, Political Woman. Please subscribe. Short and sweet. I'm going to try to keep these short and sweet. Please subscribe. Please follow me. Please vote. I filled out my ballot. In the mail. Done. I voted. My sticker's around here somewhere. I'm going to put it. I can't decide where to put it. Maybe on my microphone. Maybe I might put it in my car. Be safe.